and you pay just 80
on defense. For the Nordiques, Bernier, Tardif, and Cloutier, the defensemen Weir and Hoganson. On the face-off, the Canucks move the puck into the Quebec zone, but it's cleared out by defenseman Hoganson to center ice, taken by McCarthy. Puts it off the boards on the left side of Jerry Gillis. Gillis gets turned around, backhands the puck into the Quebec zone. It's cleared out of there by Wally Weir back to center ice. Canucks take it there at center, dump it back to Harold Sneps inside the Canuck zone. Sneps to McCarthy, back to Sneps as Quebec start to forecheck a little bit. It's Bernier doing the forechecking. Over on the wing, and it's fired down into the left wing corner inside the Quebec zone. Hoganson trying to clear it out there for Quebec. Has trouble, gets in front. Gillis gets a weak backhand shot that's blocked, and it's cleared back to the line. Kept onside there momentarily. Finally swept to center ice, and Harold Sneps gets it for Vancouver. Sneps passes, intercepted by Hoganson. Hoganson tried to drop it back to Weir. It's poked away from him by Thomas Gradine into the corner, and Quebec's Marc Tardif takes behind his own goal. Skated off by the forechecking of Jerry Gillis. It goes into the corner. Cloutier gets tied up by Smeal. Smeal now in the left wing corner, trying to put it back to the point. The pass out is being blocked by Cloutier. They jam against the boards. There'll be a face-off in the Quebec zone. This change, face-off inside the Quebec zone, back to the defense. Logan shoots just wide of the net. Logan, the newcomer on defense of the point, got away a good shot. It's cleared out to center ice, but Logan is back to pick it up for Vancouver at the red line. Fires it inside the Quebec zone. It hits Lever going in and is brought back out by Fitchner to Brackenbury over the line, with the defenseman's Pierre Lacroix shooting wide of the net from the blue line, and the puck goes into the corner. Brassard now for Vancouver comes out in front of his own goal, being forechecked a bit there by Fitchner. Fitchner keeps the puck into the Vancouver zone. Brassard gets it back. A bad pass. Brassard almost lost the puck directly to Goulet, and Goulet went past the goal and couldn't get a shot. Now it's Brassard coming back for the Canucks at center ice. Over the line of Rick Blight. His shot is deflected wide of the net by Jerry Hart and goes into the corner. Canucks try to get possession there. They fail to, and it's Pierre Lacroix behind his own net now. Lacroix getting up to Goulet on the left wing. Goulet at the red line. Long shot. Gloved aside easily by the Canucks' Kurt Ridley and puts it into the corner. Now the Canucks clear it out. Brassard gets it out to center ice, but it's picked up there by the Quebec Nordiques, and it's Gary Lariviere to the red line, shooting it into the Vancouver zone around behind his own net. The Canucks hustling. Kevin McCarthy trying to get it out, fails to at the line. A shot by Lariviere is deflected, never reached the goal. In for the rebound goes Hislop, tried to put it in front, couldn't, and goes into the corner with it. Lost it in the corner now to Olaf Brassard. Brassard for the Canucks, taps it out to center ice as the Canucks try to get a line change. Comes back to the defense, and Barry Lake takes it there to Lariviere for Quebec. Now the Nordiques at center ice. Skated off the play by Odlison, who's just come on. Odlison tries to get it to Derlego. Derlego is checked, and Barry Lake shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Sneps behind his own goal. Being pursued back there by Robbie Fatorik. Fatorik gets a shot away. Nice save by goalkeeper Kurt Ridley. The puck cleared out to center ice. Back come the Canucks now after that fine stop. They shoot it into the Quebec zone. Down comes Derlego, lays it in front of the goal, and they score! Well, kind of an innocent shot by Billy Derlego as he took a quick wrist shot from the left side. Dion made the initial save, and defenseman Barry Lake had the puck, but Kurt Fraser took it right away from him and fired a quick backhander that beat Dion on the far side, and the Vancouver Canucks score, and they lead 1-0. And for Kurt Fraser, that's goal number 6 on the season. Assist definitely going to Billy Derlego. An innocent play, but it ends up being a goal. Kurt Fraser, Johnny on the spot right in front of the Quebec goal. Dion appeared to have it, and then it got away from him, and Fraser just got the quick backhand away. As you say, Tom, it looked like an innocent play. Canucks pressing now. Odlison keeps the puck into the Quebec zone on the face-off. He goes to the corner, tries to get it in front of the net. It's loose in front of the goal. Here's a shot by Derlego right on. Good save by goalkeeper Dion. Puck comes back. Cloutier on the wing, covered there by Odlison. Odlison tries to pass it back. Cloutier gets tied up. Puck comes out, and the Nordiques bring it back now. At center ice, here's a pass to Richard Leduc. Leduc tried to center in front of the goal. Cloutier coming in, couldn't tap it in. The Canucks trying to clear it out. Kept onside by Tardif. Tardif lets go a weak shot. It goes wide of the net as Sneps ties up the player Leduc in front of the net. Behind the goal now, it goes to Mark Tardif. Tardif in the corner. Odlison has him in a fair hug, and Derlego comes in to help out. Derlego now fires it right across the goal mouth. Cloutier knocks it down. He shoots, and a nice save by Ridley from close in. Puck goes to Sneps in the corner. Sneps now ahead to Fraser. Fraser rink wide to Odlison. Checked at center ice there by Wally Weir, and the puck goes up into the Canuck bench along with Leduc, but Leduc replaced Bernier on the last shift. Stewart gets the puck back into the Nordique zone as they start out slowly now. Jerry Hart getting the puck, carrying to center ice, taps it ahead. It's shot by Fitchner into the Vancouver zone, and the Canucks cleared right back out again. Jerry Hart back at his own line, being pursued by Gary Lupul. Clears the puck out to center ice as the Canucks take over. Bob Mano at his own defense spot. Skates the red line. They dump it in. Fires it in the right wing corner. Racing in after, trying to get to the puck first is Brad Smith. Behind the net with Jerry Hart. They tie it illegal.
That goal came at 3:08 here of the first period.
Lupul facing off with Fitchner. Deep in the Quebec zone. Puck goes to Hart, who comes across his own goal mouth with it. Then backhands the pass to center ice, too far ahead, and it's swept away in there by Brad Smith, who shoots it down into the Quebec zone. Coming back forward is Pierre Lacroix. Lacroix being skated into the boards by Lupul. Smith steps hard into the other player, Fitchner. Puck goes around behind the net, fired off the boards to the open wing, and here's Stewart up on the right wing now for the Nordiques. A long shot wide of the net. Comes in behind Kurt, ready to put it in the corner. Lupul bats it around behind the net, trying to get it to Mano. Mano coughs it up. It goes to Goulet. Goulet behind the goal, trying to put it out in front. As Smith flattens Bob Fitchner inside the Canucks zone. There's no call. The puck is cleared down the ice. Not far enough for icing, and Quebec making a line change, start back. Here's a pass to Goulet. Over the line on the right wing. He shoots. Save is made by Ridley from a bad angle, and the puck is cleared to the Canucks. They start back out now. At center, it's Don Lever over the line, getting the pass over, intended for Gradine. He couldn't handle it, and it swept off his stick back out to center ice. Gradine comes back to center, gets the puck back at his own blue line, gets it over to McElhargy. He dumps it off the boards. Nobody there. It's going to go down the ice. After it is La Riviere bumping hard with Stan Smeal. They go around behind the goal. In there as well is Jerry Gillis trying to get it out. Nordiques finally take over, and behind his own goal it's Jamie Hislop. Passes up on the right wing to Patoric. Patoric, a long shot from the red line, dumping at the left wing corner. Racing in forward is Reggie Thomas. Thomas tries to center it, hits the side of the net, and is picked up by Stan Smeal. Smeal ahead now to Gillis at center ice, just cruising, waiting for some help. Flips the puck ahead into the Quebec zone. They race in after it as Gary LaRiviere collides hard in there with Gradine. Puck is jammed along the boards, comes back. McElhargy steps hard and decks Jamie Hislop. A shot from the point goes wide of the net and comes back out to center ice now. Here's a chance for the Nordiques. Jamie Hislop over the line is spilled. Is back with Cloutier and Tardif together now for the Nordiques. And for Vancouver, it's the Brassard-Blight-Lever line. Puck is loose inside the Canuck zone. Here's Tardif going in. He shoots a backhander just wide on the short side. As Blight gets it out to center ice, the Lever couldn't handle a pass. Too bad at center. They could have had a 2-on-1. He couldn't handle the puck. Now Blight picks it up, goes over the line. Down into the corner with Hoganson after him. Hoganson rides him off, and the puck goes to Bernier. Dumps in the corner to Cloutier. Cloutier drops it back to Hoganson as the Canucks are really forechecking. Hoganson passing now ahead to Wally Weir. Weir up on the wing to Tardif. Too far ahead of him. They chase after it. Down to get it is the Canucks' Dennis Kearns.
And you'll see, Lancia always turns out right.
Face off inside the Nordique zone. Quebec gets the draw. The puck brought out to center ice. Carried to center by Goulet. Goulet gets a weak shot away that's cleared. Lever taps it, getting it out to center ice. Nice pass to Brassard. Brassard dumps it in, and they chase after it. Blight down there first. Blight collides with Jerry Hart. Hart slides down against the board.
Quebec, when they haven't scored the first goal of a hockey game, they've only managed to win one game.
On the face-off, Smith shoots the puck into the corner. Fraser trying to get after it is taken out of the play. Patoric gets it around behind his own goal, and the Nordiques start out. Patoric at center ice to Hislop on the right wing. Drops the puck back to La Riviere. Skates the red line. Shoots it down into the Canucks zone. It hits the linesman Randy Mitten. On the face-off, the Canucks win the draw. Comes back in the Vancouver zone. Snaps in the corner. Takes it. Gets it out to center ice. Derlego now at the red line. Here's Derlego. 3-on-3 over the line, and they're offside.
He's only been on for one shift and played very well.
On the face-off, McCarthy flips the puck deep into the Nordique zone. Fraser gets it, tries to shot from a bad angle, hit the side of the goal, came out in front, and the Nordiques bring it back. Now it's Cloutier at center ice, over the line. McCarthy checks him and dumps it out to center ice, and Derlego just couldn't pick up the bouncing puck at center. It comes the opening period. Puck comes back to McCarthy. McCarthy over to Sneps. Sneps moving up now to center ice to Fraser on the left wing. Fraser's got it over the line with Derlego. Down the corner to Derlego. Nice pass back to Fraser. Shoots right on. Hit the post, I think, as it was deflected aside by Dion's stick. Sneps goes deep into the corner down there with Wally Weir jamming it up. It comes out to Cloutier. And here's a chance for the Nordiques. 3-on-2 now. Cloutier at center ice. Goes over on the right wing. trying to stick handle, trying to get in around Ottelson, puts it right on the front. Nobody there but Kurt Fraser of the Canucks. They had everybody in too deep. Here's Fraser back. A long shot from the red line. Gloved by Michel Dion. As the Canucks get a line change, it goes around behind the goal, and Wally Weir takes it there. Weir to Hoganson. Back to Weir. Nice pass ahead. It was intended for Tardif. Over to Cloutier. Trying to get a long lead pass to Leduc. Couldn't do it as it was intercepted at the Canuck line. Back they come. Here's a long shot from well out by Stan Smeal. Saved by goalkeeper Dion. And back come the Nordiques. Tardif at center ice. Trying to get around Logan. Logan rides him out against the boards as they cross the blue line. Logan takes him out. It goes into the corner. Leduc in after it. Gets the puck back to Bernier. Bernier back to the line. A shot from the line is spanned on by Hart. Here's a race for it. Ottelson in after it, but he couldn't get there in time as Pierre Lacroix came back and carried it away. Now it's out to center ice as the Canucks try again. Logan turning. Gets the puck over to McCarthy. A long shot is blocked by goalkeeper Michel Dion, and it goes into the corner. Smeal in after it, lost it, and it's brought out by Serge Bernier. Bernier with Hislop at center ice now, over the line. Bernier on the right wing, closing in. Hislop in front, he's got it, drops it back to the point. A shot, they score! Pierre Lacroix. It's a 1-1 tie.
15 to 18 feet out, and he just let it go. I think that Ridley was probably screened a little bit on the play as well, Jim, is Pierre Lacroix, his 5th goal of the season. They've tied the score at 1 apiece.
Hislop did a great job of screening after he dropped the pass. That was just a... Dropped it back in a fine play by Lacroix. Snaps checks him, then Brackenbury follows him right around into the right wing corner. So Rick Blight flips it to the opposite side to Don Lever. Lever now in the left wing corner, puts it back the far side to Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy ahead to Blight now in the right wing, who got back there very fast. Gets the puck over to Brassard. Brassard goes over the line. He's felled as he goes by the defenseman Barry Legg, and the puck goes into the far corner. Lever comes in, jams up that wing corner. And the puck is brought out by Hoganson, tapping it off the boards. Nice backhand pass to Fatorik. Fatorik and Hislop together over the line. The pass on the right wing. And going after it was Thomas. He couldn't get it. Goes to the corner. Jamming up in there with them was Rick Blight. And here's a face-off. Comes back to the point to Weir. A long shot. Gloved aside by Ridley. Working it around behind the goal. Lever taps it beautifully off the boards. Gets it out to center ice to Rick Blight. Here's Blight up now with Brasser. Blight shoots. Oh, a nice stop by Dion. And that one was right on. And Hislop rattles it around behind the boards to Wally Weir. Weir now fires it down the ice. Looks like it's going to go all the way. That could be brought back for icing as McElhargy comes down to touch it. Cruises in and makes the play, and icing is the call against Hone along with Robbie Fatorik. Gets the puck out to center ice, and it's picked up there by Dennis Kearns. Over to Jack McElhargy, who dumps it in. They all race in after it. DeLego chasing in after it. Goalkeeper Dion backhands it into the corner. Fraser comes in. He's stopped. Puck brought out by Hoganson. Hoganson at center ice to Fatorik. Fatorik dumps it in the Vancouver zone. Chasing in after it is Hislop. Hislop trying to get it back now to Reggie Thomas. They go into the corner. Ottelson battling in the corner. Fatorik gets it out back to Weir. Here's Weir's shot, and it's never reached the goal. It's knocked aside by McElhargy into the corner. Ottelson in after it. Ottelson gets it out, and here's Derlego trying to get it back to Ottelson. Checked by Fatorik. Ottelson finally gets it to center ice to Fraser. Here's Fraser with Derlego. Derlego takes it over the line on the left wing. Trying to center it. Gets a shot from a bad angle, and it's gloved easily by Dion, who holds it, and there'll be a face-off.
Strong suit.
Right. On the face-off, Nordique managed to clear to center ice, but Logan takes it there for the Canucks, fires it back in. Fraser was not quite onside, but linesman Swede Knox had it ducked to avoid being hit. They'll have Derlego with Fraser and Ottelson. The puck goes deep in the Nordique zone from the face-off. Bernier tries to bring it out. It's stopped right at the red line by McCarthy, who dumps it down inside the Quebec zone. They try to bring it out. He tries to keep it onside, failed to this. On the face-off, the puck goes into the Quebec zone again, and behind his own goal, Jerry Hart takes it, puts it in the corner to Pierre Lacroix. Lacroix backhands it to Bernier at center ice. Bernier up with Tardif, dumps it into the Vancouver zone. Tardif racing in after it, gets it back to Bernier. Bernier tries to center it, back to the line. Here's shot by Lacroix. A rising shot just wide of the net. Rebound goes around behind the goal. McCarthy wrestling around in there with Bernier, and Tardif kicks the puck loose. It comes to the side of the goal. It's picked up now by Gradine. Gradine ahead to Smeal. Back to Gradine at center ice. It hopped over his stick, and it's picked up by Cloutier. Cloutier is back over the line, down into the corner, trying to center it. Gets it right out in front. A shot by Tardif, just wide by inches on the short side. Rebound goes across Smeal, trying to get it out to center ice. He does to Gradine. Gradine's by himself with 2 men to beat. Goes over the line, coming in from the right wing, tries to make a shift, and it's carried out of the play by Pierre Lacroix. With a tough check, almost the bear hug, comes back to the line of Mano. His shot is deflected, never reached the goal, and it goes around behind the net to Pierre Lacroix. Lacroix now to Bernier, to center ice. Here's Bernier trying to make a move along with Leduc. Leduc is checked at center, and back the other way come the Canucks. Dennis Kearns through to Blight, back to Kearns at the blue line. Kearns trying to get it over to Gerdine, in front of Blight, he shoots. Nice stop by Dion from close in. Puck is loose, here's a shot going wide of the net off the stick of Jerry Gillis. Into the corner goes Rick Blight, trying to get it back to the blue line. Kept onside by Kearns. Kearns pass, comes over to Gillis. Gillis now gets it ahead. In the corner, it goes to Gerdine. Gerdine being checked in there, trying to help out his Blight. They jam the puck against the boards. There's going to be a face-off.
Play has improved so much.
Here's a face-off. Mano had a comedy of errors. Mano lost the puck at the blue line. Over the line goes Stewart. Mano is back to take it and goes around behind the net. I'm sure Tom will comment on that one about how the two shots with the sticks on the opposite side both tried to make a play on the puck and lost it. Comes out to center ice. Lever there for the Canucks is checked. And it's backhanded by Hislop back into the Vancouver zone. Kearns comes out, gets it over to Brassard. Brassard now to Blight, trying to get it back to Brassard. He's checked, and Stewart has it for Quebec. Wheels at his own blue line. Rink-wide pass to Hislop. Hislop going over the line is checked by Blight, and the puck is dropped back into the Canuck zone to Dennis Kearns. Puts it off the boards, trying to get it out to center ice. Gets it to Lever. Lever to Blight, who's going the wrong way as he's checked, and it's shot by Blair Stewart down into the Vancouver zone with both teams making changes on the move. Here's a pass ahead to Lever. Lever puts it off the boards as he's bumped hard in there by Brackenbury. And the puck is shot into the Quebec zone and picked up by Fitchner behind his own goal. Fitchner coming out. Gets it to Hoganson. Hoganson at center ice. Back it goes, rink wide, intended for Goulet. Too far ahead of him, and is picked up by Kevin McCarthy in his own zone. Off the boards it comes, intended for Odlinson, as Quebec are starting to lay on the wood a bit and use the body. Puck goes behind the net. Goulet now trying to get it back to the line. Odlinson tries to help out. It comes loose, and there's a race for the puck, and it's finally tapped out to center ice by Don Lever, who finally has a chance to get off the ice. Hoganson now with 4 minutes left in the first period. Hoganson to Brackenbury. Brackenbury's pass knocked aside by Kevin McCarthy at the Canuck line, and it goes to Odlinson. Odlinson checked in center, and the puck is cleared off and over the glass.
For YWCA in your neighborhood.
Face off in the neutral zone, and an offside pass goes to Robbie Harold Snaps. Snaps now over to McCarthy. McCarthy skates to the red line, dumps it right to goalie Michel Dion, who gloves it aside around behind the net. It goes there to Pierre Lacroix. Lacroix having some troubles with Fraser. Now it goes to Lupul. Lupul in the corner, being bothered in there by Hislop, and Hislop comes out with the puck. Hislop centers it to Fatorik. Fatorik going over the line. Snaps breaks it up momentarily. The puck is still in the Canuck zone and is finally picked up by Kevin McCarthy. Tries to lay down a pass through the middle that was intended for Odlinson. Odlinson couldn't get it as the Canucks are making a defensive change, and the Nordiques bring it back. Here's a nice pass now by Jerry Hart to center ice to Hislop. Hislop over the line, trying to get it to Thomas. He's checked, and it's back at center ice. Hart stepped hard into Odlinson. It was Hart that went down, and the puck is loose. Now it's picked up at center ice by Barry Lake. Lake just shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Goalkeeper Ridley behind the net works it off the glass, and the Canucks start out with it. At center ice, it's Lupul trying to get a backhand pass away. Cloutier steals it from him. Here's Cloutier's pass coming back now to Tardif over the line. Tardif shoots from a bad angle. Ridley makes the stop. It goes down and holds it. Bernier facing off in the Vancouver zone with Gradine. Gradine gets the draw out to center ice. Gets it to Dennis Kearns, who shoots it down into the Quebec zone. They rattle it off the boards. Tardif trying to come out with it. Schmiel tying him up against the board.
Goals per season in his last 4 years with Quebec in the WHA.
On the face-out, the puck goes into the corner. Gradine going in there along with
5 assists for 141 points.
On the face-off, goalie Michel Dion comes out and clears the puck around behind the goal, and it's taken there by Barry Legg. Legg having some troubles with the Canucks, who are forechecking. Finally gets it out to center ice. Goes too far, and Stan Schmiel, who was back-checking, knocks it away, gets it to Gradine. Gradine turning at his own blue line. Dropped it back to Schmiel, back to Gradine, back to Gillis. Gillis over to Logan. Logan going over the line, fires it down in the corner as he collides with LaRiviere. In after it is Gradine. He's muscled off the puck by Bernier, and the puck goes around behind the goal. Tardif coming out with it, and back came Stan Schmiel, hustling and stole it away from him. Over to Logan. Logan at the red line, fires it ahead into the Quebec zone. The Nordiques bring it back out. LaRiviere. Here's a chance now for Tardif at center ice over the line, and a nice play by Kearns. Knocks the puck off his stick into the corner. Cloutier goes to the corner for it, trying to set up Bernier in front. Gets it to Tardif behind the goal. Bernier's in front, taking a diving save.
How tough is that?
That's pretty tough. On the face-off, the puck goes around behind the goal. And is swept off the boards by McCarthy, trying to get over to Rick Blight on the right wing. And with some help, he gets it out to center ice. Nice pass to Donnie Lever on the left wing. Lever trying to get it through the middle. And the Canuck player is spilled on the way through. That was Kevin McCarthy, as couldn't get the pass, and they're down to the final minute now. Back the other way comes Stewart over the line, trying a shot. It goes weak around. They try to jam it in the side of the net, and it's grabbed there on the Canuck end. They fail to. The shot goes wide of the net off the stick of Barry Legg, and is taken around behind the goal with 44 seconds to go. Now it's brought out by Dennis Kearns, passing in the right wing. Ottoson at right wing now, through center ice to Smeal. Smeal to Fraser, trying to make his break through the middle. Was squeezed there, sandwiched, and the puck comes out to center ice. Kearns back at center. Dumps it a shot in again, but catches one of the Canuck players off.
Top shape yet, did not play too well last night, and he's a scratch this evening by Harry Neal.
On the face-off, the puck goes around behind the Quebec goal, rattled off the machinery back there, and is finally taken by Jerry Hart after Brackenbury gave it back to him. And then shot down the ice by Richard Ledoux, going the length of the ring. Mano back on the face-off to start the second period. The puck comes to Harold Sneps, skates the red line, dumps it into the Quebec zone. The goalkeeper, Michel Dion, sweeps it around behind the goal, and the Nordiques try to get out. It's stolen by the Canucks. Keeping it in there was Jerry Gillis. Gillis takes it around behind the goal. They fire it off the boards, and Cloutier tries to get out. He gets tied up in there by the Canucks Stan Smeal on the goal. Gets the draw, comes back to the line. Harold Sneps shoots through a maze. It comes to Dion. The goalkeeper sweeps it away. Comes back to the line. Fraser making a play for it at center ice. He gets it. Gets it ahead now to Gradine over the line with Gillis. Puck bouncing around, comes back to the line. Sneps couldn't get there in time to keep it onside, and works it back to McCarthy in the neutral zone. McCarthy, when everybody gets onside, shoots the puck, and it hits the referee Morrell. Puck comes out in front. Stan Smeal in front of the goal. Couldn't get a shot as he fanned on it. Close in, and the puck is kept onside by Gillis. Down in the corner to Smeal. Smeal going into the corner with Hart. Puck comes back to the line. McCarthy tries to keep it onside, but actually swept it out to center ice in his effort, his vain attempt to keep it onside. Comes back to get it. McCarthy now through to Smeal. Smeal over the line to Gillis. Gillis coming in is hooked and spilled. Here's the first penalty of the hockey game coming up. It'll be... Puck comes back to the line. Blight shooting from the point. Partly deflected, went wide of the net. And there's going to be another penalty coming up here. This one, I believe, the defenseman will make that Kearns and Mano. The defenseman, the puck comes back to Bob Mano from the face-off at his own blue line. Works it back to Brassard. Brassard turning at center ice. Bernier checking him, so he gets it over to Lever. Long shot, missed the net. Rebound comes out on the right wing. Brassard goes to the corner for it. Lost in there to Tardif. Tardif circling the net. Starting out with Bernier. Tardif makes a nice stop at the blue line. Gets it over to Legg. Legg across to Hart. Hart back to Bernier over the line. Trailer to Tardif, and he's offside.
He really had a lot of heart, inspiration, and he was a real leader type for the New York Islanders, and they miss him.
He's a nice guy to talk to, I'll tell you that. He's a real gentleman. Bringing the puck up ice come the Vancouver Canucks now. Mano racing up, goes to the corner, puts it right out in front. A bouncing puck, and the goalkeeper Dion.
Backhand, they too are in the second period of play.
On the face-off, the puck goes to Wally Weir behind his own goal. Weir starting out for the Nordiques now. To center ice to Robbie Fatorik. Fatorik makes a jump as he's hit by Mano. Then a shot is taken by Cloutier, saved by goalkeeper Kurt Ridley. Rattles it off the boards and gets it back out to center ice. Going all the way back towards Dale Hoganson, back to his own blue line. Hoganson to Weir. Weir through to Cloutier. Cloutier turning at center ice now with Fatorik. There's a pass to Fatorik coming in on the right wing on his backhand. Turns around, puts it back to the line to Weir. Here's Weir's shot, and Ridley makes the save from close in. Taps the puck out, and back the other way come the Vancouver Canucks now. At center ice, it's Lever over the line with Brassard. Lost the puck as it's poked off his stick, but Sneps keeps it onside. Shoots it into the corner, and Weir brings it back out now for the Nordiques. Nice lead pass to Fatorik at center ice. Turns at the red line. Drops it back behind him to Cloutier. Over the line on the left wing, closing in. He shoots. Nice save by Ridley. The puck goes back to Cloutier, puts it back to the line to Weir. Here's Weir's shot. High riser, deflected off the glass. Bounces back to the center ice zone. And here comes Brassard now for the Canucks. At center, Brassard, a long shot, right on, and it's gloved aside by Michel Dion, puts it in the corner to Weir. Behind the goal, he's checked. It's brought out by Gillis, and Gillis is checked by Weir. Puck goes around behind the net. And back to pick it up is Pierre Lacroix now for the Nordiques. Off the boards to Weir in the left wing corner. Weir is checked. It comes back to the line. Here's a shot by McCarthy. Deflected right in front. And just popped off goalkeeper Dion's pad. He didn't see it till the last second. Back the other way now come the Nordiques. They're trying to quicken the tempo as the double penalties are up. Sneps at center ice. Gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy back to Snaps. Here's Snaps at center ice now. Gives it to Ottelson over the line. Nice move. Dropping it back to the blue line. Here's a shot by Gradine. Right on, and Dion makes the save. Snaps is in front of the net. Snaps takes a run at Fitchner, and the puck is cleared out to center ice. Cloutier racing after it, and McCarthy after him. McCarthy's got Cloutier, forces him to hit the side of the net from a bad angle. Fitchner goes to the corner, get the puck, lost as the Canucks come back. The pace is quickened again. At center ice now. McCarthy fans on a pass, finally gets it to Gradine, back to McCarthy. Ahead now to Fraser. Here's Kirk Fraser over on the left wing. Trying to go around, puts it in front, and it's tapped aside by Gradine as Gradine tried to deflect it toward the goal. Gradine is spilled behind the net by Fitchner. The puck comes back to the line, and Quebec start out. It's Cloutier at center ice with Fitchner. Cloutier puts it back to the defenseman's leg. He fires it in, but catches a player offside.
'Tis the season for Schweppes effervescence, so let the Schweppes family bring bubbling good cheer to your family this holiday season.
On the face-off, Brad Smith out there now with Derlego and Fraser for the Canucks. Couldn't get a shot as he was suckered into passing to a player tapping his stick on the ice. It was an opponent, and the puck is brought back by the Nordiques. They shoot it in the Vancouver zone. Fraser fires it around behind his own goal to Dennis Kearns. Kearns off the boards, trying to get it to Smith. To center ice to Derlego. Derlego at center is skated off by Fatorik, and Weir gets the puck. Weir at center, checked by Kearns. And Smith fires it into the Quebec zone. Hoganson behind his own goal starting out. Hoganson turns, comes to across the goal mouth, moves to center ice. Hoganson at the red line on the left wing, shoots it in, rattles it around the boards. Ridley stops it behind the net. In to get it behind the goal was Hislop. He is checked and the Canucks start out. Lead pass is intercepted at the blue line, but it's poked away as Hart was trying a shot, and it's tapped out to center ice. Now the Canucks try at center. It's Logan getting the puck ahead to Smith over the line, the right wing, trying to make his move, and Weir just poked it off his stick back to center ice. Kearns has it there. Kearns trying to make a move, falls down. Fatorik got the puck. Fatorik to Tardif over the line. He shoots, just missed the wide side of the net, and the puck goes back to Brassard. Brassard coming out. Coughs it up in his own zone. Hislop's got it for Quebec. Trying to lay a pass through to Bernier. Bernier is checked, and the Canucks trying to get it to center ice. Here's Brad Smith at center. Off his skates. Couldn't have it. Puck is picked up at the blue line. Taken over now by Brassard. Brassard goes down in the corner. Gets spun around by Weir, who spills it. Going to be a penalty. Wing. And they have Stan Smeal on the left side. Puck comes back to Smeal. Back to the blue line to Rick Blight. Blight fakes a shot, tries to pass, it's stolen off his stick. Here's a move being made now by Stewart, who chases it right down into the Canucks end of the rink, and the goalkeeper, Kurt Ridley, backhands it in the corner. Canucks starting out now. It's Lever playing on the right wing, tried a little drop pass, lost it to Leduc, and he shoots it down the ice. And Vancouver trying to get the power play organized. Rick Blight behind his own goal, starting out now. Passing up to Lieber on the right wing. He's playing right wing instead of left. He shoots it into the Quebec zone. They race in after it. Smeal gets there first. Trying to get it to Brasser. Gets it to Lieber. Lieber is in the left wing corner. Behind the net, it comes to Smeal. Smeal tries to put it out in front to Lieber. It bounces. Is knocked down by Stewart, who golfs it over the glass and into the... On the face-off, Lupo puts the puck back to the blue line to Mano. Mano shoots through a maze. It's blocked. Comes to the side of the net right in front. And it's tapped wide of the goal by Gradine. Comes back to the blue line to Kearns. Kearns trying to get it to Mano, too far ahead of him. He has to chase it in the corner. Gets it behind the net to Gillis. Gillis back to Mano. Mano tied up along the boards. Gillis rattles it around behind the net and gets it back to Smeal. Back to the blue line of Dennis Kearns. He shoots, it's deflected. It went wide of the net. It's right in front. Gillis deflected it wide. Back to the point to Dennis Kearns again. Kearns back to Gillis. Closing in. He shoots. Oh, his blast is wide. Trapped onside by Mano. Couldn't control it. Comes out to center ice. Mano muscled off the puck. The Nordiques try to take over at center ice, but back comes Gillis, and the puck is cleared into the Vancouver zone and taken there by Dennis Kearns. 27 seconds left on the Quebec penalty. Canucks cough it up at center ice. Hislop's got it now for Quebec. Shoots it right back into the Vancouver zone. Mano going back to get it with Hislop after him. Mano puts it in the corner, and Dennis Kearns has got it. Kearns starting out now. To center ice. Through to Gradine, and Gradine is poke checked at center. The puck is loose. Lake takes it, lost it, gets it back, and Gillis goes offside. A little wide of the net. Good setup by Jerry Gillis. On the face-off, Derlego gets the puck over to Arnoldson on the right wing, over the line. Leaves it there for McCarthy. Now the penalty is up. They're back at full strength. McCarthy gets it down into the corner. Back to the point. The snaps closing in. He shoots. Never reached the goal as it's blocked in there by Hislop. Hislop starts to center ice now. Ahead to Fatorik. Fatorik goes over the line, and Weir, who just got Nordique, and Derlego with Arnoldson and Fraser for Vancouver. And the Nordiques take the puck over the line. And McCarthy misses a check as they come over the line. Fatorik keeps the puck. Then he lost it, and the Canucks finally start out. Fraser, lead pass to Derlego, too far. Going to go the length of the ice. Weir touches it, icing the cone. Their left wing corner comes across the goal mouth. They failed to clear it out, though. Weir keeps it onside, tapping it to the corner. Now McCarthy trying to get it out for the Canucks. Dumps it out, and it's trapped by Hoganson at center ice. Hoganson lays down a pass to Hislop, over on the wing to Fatorik, too far ahead of him. Back to get it is Snaps behind his own goal. Fatorik grabs him by the arm. He lost the puck. It goes back into the corner and bounces to Kurt Fraser. Fraser clears it to center ice. Weir takes it there, gets it over to Hoganson. Derlego forechecking, gets it back to Weir. Being bothered now by Ottelson, shoots it down into the Vancouver zone. It's handled by goalie Ridley around behind the net, but it's kept onside by the Quebec Nordiques. Hoganson down the corner to Fatorik. Fatorik stepped into by Snaps. The puck comes out. Hislop goes after it. Back to the blue line. Hoganson back in the corner again. This time Fatorik's got it. Beautiful center comes out in front to Thomas. It was knocked away, and the Canucks come back. It's Derlego up the right wing. Checked by Weir at the Quebec line, and it's shot ahead by McCarthy, and finally cleared over the glass. And the Canucks missing Lars Lindgren without a doubt at this stage of the hockey game. Need that stability back there and somebody who can get a shot away from the point. On the face-off, puck goes into the Quebec zone. Blight following it up, lost it. It's brought back out now by Mark Tardif. Tardif over the line to Cloutier. His rising shot goes wide, comes off the glass. Rick Blight goes against the boards, gets tied up in there with
you win or lose during the year. It takes 19 players on the roster, I think, to perform up to their abilities and their potential, and because they played pretty good hockey on that road trip.
On the face-off, that's at the Quebec end of the rink. Logan got a shot away that's blocked by Dion. The puck is brought back. Here's Tardif getting a long shot, and Ridley makes that stop from the blue line. Rebound goes to Don Lieber in the corner, being tied up in there by Cloutier. The puck comes out and is being brought out to center ice by the Canucks. Pass goes up to Rick Blight. Blight is upended partially by leg, and the puck is loose at center ice. Coming back to take it for Vancouver is Logan. Logan tried to get it to Blight. Blight was checked in there by Bernier, and the puck is back to the Vancouver line, very scrambly. Tardif goes over the line with it down to the corner. Logan after him. Logan's got the puck. Comes out with a nice pass to center ice. Rick Blight now on the right wing, over the line, trying to work the trailer with Brassard. Tipped it just through the goalkeeper, and Dion had to do the sprawl to make the save, but he did. And the puck is brought back out to center by Quebec, but picked up there by Vancouver. Blight backhands it into the Quebec zone. Nordique starting again. Intercepted this time by Brassard. Brassard getting it through to Gillis. Gillis shoots. Nice save by Dion. It goes down and smothers a rebound. As
makes you feel. Going in style. A comedy to steal your heart.
Look at your local listing for the famous players near you showing Going in Style.
On the face-off, Bob Mano, the Canucks, bringing it out to center ice. Backhands the puck into the Quebec zone. And behind his own goal, Pierre Lacroix takes it. Lacroix gives it to Jerry Hart behind the net. Hart is stepped into by Smeal. He sort of stepped aside and got only part of it. Leduc trying to clear it out, fails to, kept onside by Gillis. Gillis is checked by Lacroix. Lacroix to center ice to Stewart. Stewart now with Lacroix, over the line with Leduc, and the play broken up in there by the Canucks. McCarthy. Back the other way comes Gradine. Gradine faking back to McCarthy. His shot went off the skate wide. And it's taken around behind the net by Bob Fitchner. Fitchner fails to clear it out, kept onside. Here's a chance. Close in for McCarthy. Shoots. What a save is made by Gold. And it's shot. Puck goes off of Knox's leg from the face-off. Is shot down the ice by Weir, and that's going to be icing as soon as Logan goes back to get it, which is now.
Going, he said we'd come back in, we'd have 3 or 4 stitches in our face and bloody nose and a few shiners. He'd say, now you look like hockey players. He said we'd go on and we'd win about 10 in a row.
On the face-off, the puck goes into the corner. Hoganson getting it away from Lupul, gets it out at center ice. Now to Fatorik. He fires it into the corner. Racing in after it is Hislop. Hislop is bear-hugged in there by Logan, who carries him out against the boards. The puck comes back. Hoganson at the line. Couldn't trap it onside. It was poked by him, but he does pick it up at center ice. Waits for his teammates to get onside as he turns. Lupul after him. Hoganson gets it over to Weir. Weir at the red line. Dumps it into the Vancouver zone high off the glass. Kearns takes it around behind the goal with Fatorik after him. Over to Fraser. Fraser trying to get going. Now he starts out for the Canucks. Puts it right off the skate of Logan. And Quebec Nordiques kept it onside. Now back in the corner. Once again, Logan trying for Vancouver. Being pursued by 2 players. Hislop after him. Logan goes back behind the goal. Fails to get it out. Logan finally carries it to center ice himself. But there's nobody to give it to, and Weir takes it. Weir puts it off the boards to Hislop. He fires it into the Vancouver zone as Quebec start to change on the move. Logan again lets go a soft pass this time to center ice to Fraser. Fraser tried to get it to Lupo over the line. He's checked. And Quebec making the player change. Bernier shoots it down the ice. Back to get it is Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy, high rising pass intended for Ottoson, intercepted by Weir. Weir shoots it into the Vancouver zone. Cloutier after it. Sneps gets there first. Both teams changing on the move. Back along the boards it comes to Tardif. Tardif is checked, and the puck is finally picked up by Vancouver, and they get going. Coming out of his own zone now, Fraser lets go a long shot from the red line. It bounces before it reaches the goal as it was deflected. And back the other way now comes Bernier. Bernier over the line. Works a drop pass. There's nobody there to take it as Rick Blight steals it for the Canucks. Blight works a drop pass to Brassard. Brassard moving to the red line. Backhands it ahead into the Quebec zone. And goalie Dion clears it off the boards before anybody gets there. And it's shot down the ice by the Nordiques, but it hits a Canuck player on the way, so it will not be called icing. Kevin McCarthy behind his own blue line. Starting out. Drops it back to Harold Sneps. 5:14 left. Sneps up on the wing. Don Lever backhands it from center ice all the way into the Quebec zone as the Canucks complete their player change. Now the Nordiques coming out. It's Bernier. Stopped in there by Rick Blight and Lever. Lever trying to get it back to Dennis Kearns. Kearns flips it ahead off the glass. Behind the goal, Rick Blight is muscled off the puck by La Riviere. Comes back along the boards. Now to Cloutier. Cloutier ahead to Bernier. Too far. Mano racing back for it. And Bernier after him. Mano stole it and went behind his own goal. Now 4:43 left. Here's Mano. Full head of steam at center ice. Over the line. Mano going in. Oh, he skated out of the slot and went to the wing instead of shooting. And then there's nobody to pass to in front of the net. They're all covered. And he just shoots it away. Leduc comes out to center ice now for Quebec. Up on the wing to Cloutier. Cloutier drops it back to Tardif. Makes a nice move. Shoots. And a great stop by Ridley.
Show yourself again next year.
On the face-off, the Canucks move out of their own zone. Gillis trying to get a pass up to Stan Smeal. Smeal rides Weir out hard against the boards. Gets the puck back. Mano shoots. Oh, what a stop. Rebound is right in front. And swept away again by Dion, who had to make two quick stops. And that one was all Stan Smeal's digging and hustling. Smeal takes a run at Hoganson. Puck comes out. Leduc's got it. Here's a chance now for the Nordiques. Leduc getting it up to Goulet. Goulet shoots and missed the net from the right wing. Nordiques try to keep it onside. It's Stewart. Stewart lost it. Here's a chance for the Canucks. Back the other way now. Comes Gradine. Gradine going in. Tips it right in front. And in came Dennis Kearns, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Back to the line. Mano couldn't handle the pass back to the blue line. Gets it back to Kearns. Turns around. Fires it across to Smeal. Over the line. Trying to get it through.
Period. Nordiques at 10:22.
6 feet in front. He got the full force of it on the left hip. On the face-off, Nordiques get the puck. La Riviere working it ahead, but the Canucks trap away. Then they lost it, and Fatorik got a shot right in the slot about 18 feet out. A good stop by Ridley. Now the Canucks trying to get out of their own zone. They failed to clear it out. Fatorik keeps it onside, gets it to Thomas. Now he's checked. It comes out to center ice. Thomas and Fraser go against the boards along with Hislop. Here's the face-off at the Canuck blue line. Sneps gets it over to McCarthy. McCarthy turns at his own line as Thomas was forechecking. Drops it back to Sneps. Sneps skates to the red line. Flips it ahead deep in the right wing corner. In after it is Thomas. Hit hard in there as the Canucks. Billy Derlego takes him against the boards. It comes back to the line. McCarthy putting it back in the corner to Derlego. Couldn't handle it. Goes around to the far wing. And Sneps keeps it onside. Here's his shot. And Dion had to look sharp on that shot. It changed direction on him, but he made the stop. Sneps steps into Leduc, and the puck is kept onside. Now as the Canuck player is knocked down in front of the net by Pierre Lacroix, and the puck is cleared to center ice. Here's Fatorik over the line. Here's his shot. Oh, he tried the short side and missed with a blazing slap shot, and the Canucks come back. At center ice now, it's Ottelson. 3-on-2. Ottelson over the line. Drops it back to Fraser. He tried a shot. It was deflected and went wide. And the Canucks are making changes on the move as Ottelson leaves the ice, and Blake comes on. Here's Fatorik back now for the Nordiques. Fatorik tries a shot. It goes off McCarthy to the corner, and Brassard with 1:55 left takes it behind his own goal. Here's Peralta. Brassard makes a nice move at center ice. Still has the puck. Still has it as he hits the blue line. Two players have taken a shot at him. He gets it over the line, but it's cleared out. Now it's kept onside by McCarthy. McCarthy with Blight goes over. McCarthy lofts a high shot, goes over the crossbar. Lever takes it behind the goal, trying to center it. Taken out by La Riviere against the boards. Blight's in to help out. They zone. On the face-off, puck comes back to the line. Rick Blight turns. His weak shot is blocked by Hoganson. Hoganson turns around, goes behind his own goal with Brasser doing some forechecking. Hoganson leaves it there for Serge Bernier. Bernier starts out, back to Hoganson, 1:19 left. Here's Hoganson now at the red line. Over to Cloutier in the left wing. Cloutier fakes the shot. It's spun around by Rick Blight, and the puck goes to Dennis Kearns, puts it back in the corner to Blight. Blight behind the goal to Kearns. After him is Cloutier. Now he gets it out to center ice. Taken to center by Brassard. Brassard working it ahead with the last minute to go. Over the line. Here's a chance by Logan, and his shot goes wide of the net. Logan follows up the puck, goes to the corner. Taken there by Lever. Lever in the corner. Hoganson has a hold of his stick and won't let go. Here's a long lead pass to center ice to Tardif. Over the line, Tardif going in. Tardif shoots. The shot is deflected off the pad of Ridley's stick hand. It goes behind the goal. It's taken there by Dennis Kearns. Kearns to center ice, but the Nordiques have got 4 men back. Over the line to Lever. Lever on the left wing goes to the corner with Hoganson taking him out. Trying to get it to Blight. His backhand is right on. And the Nordique zone back to Sneps. He shoots. It's blocked. Never reached the goal. Sneps gets the rebound. Tries again. Puts it in front. And it goes high across the goal mouth. Round behind the net. Now they scrap for it. Leduc rattles it off the boards. It comes back to Sneps. Sneps skates to the corner. Tries to center right in front. They score! Sneps put it across in front of the goal.
Gradine, Tommy Gradine. So a Nordique player for the puck. He just threw it right in front. Tommy Gradine just snapped it by Dion. There's no way that Michel Dion was going to 2-1. They scored with just 10 seconds remaining in the period, and that one hurts if you're a Quebec Nordique fan.
Smeal over the line, lets go a blazing shot, hits the glass behind the goal. Stewart tries to clear it out, and the horn goes. And the second period is over, and Sneps comes charging onto the ice in a very tight, looks like a large football huddle, as the 3 officials are in the middle of it, trying to calm it all down. It came after the final buzzer, as Sneps came out onto the ice really fast. He saw one of his teammates being jammed against the boards, but apparently it's all around, pushing and shoving, and we'll just see if any of that carries over into the third period. Game this close, you'd think that perhaps both teams might play a little close to the vest, but we'll see what happens. And the with their starters, Gradine, Smeal, and Gillis. On the face-off, Gradine over the line with Weir after him. Weir taps away, but Smeal keeps it onside, tries a shot, it's right on. Puck comes around in front. Gillis couldn't handle it. Rebound, scores! Stanley Smeal on a backhander.
Well, the Canucks carry off where they left off in the second period with the left Jim. He starts right out with the big line. Tommy Gradine, Smeal, and Gillis. This time it's Stan Smeal who gets the quick goal here in the opening minutes of the third period. His 13th goal of the season. And that line is
This to number 23, Thomas Gradine. The time, 13 seconds.
On the face-off, the puck at center ice. Sneps takes it. It's checked, and Hislop carries it over the line in the Vancouver zone. He tries to center it. The Canucks break that up, and it's brought back out now by Gillis. Head to Sneps. Sneps shoots it down into the Quebec zone, and the Nordiques try to get started. It's Thomas. He fails to get out, kept onside by Smeal. Smeal trying to get it through to Gradine. Poked off his stick by Hart. Puck is loose inside the Quebec zone, and Hart finally gets it. Jerry Hart to Hislop at center ice. Hislop just shoots it into the Vancouver zone. It comes off the board, and it's steered around behind the goal by Kurt Ridley. Behind the net now, it's Hislop getting it back. Here's a shot that goes wide of the net from Patoric. Goes into the corner, and the Canucks start out with it. Moving out to center ice now, it's Jerry Gillis at the red line. Over the blue, Gillis goes down the left wing corner. LaRiviere taking him out. He turns, comes back toward the blue line, puts it out in front. Kearns gets it over to Rick Blight. His shot is blocked. And Hislop breaks out on the left wing. Hislop, rink-wide pass, comes over to Reggie Thomas. Over the line, a high-rising shot by Hislop is off the glass. Wide of the net. Patoric goes for the rebound. Gets it into the corner, and the Canucks take it away. A bad pass. Here's Hislop getting out in front, and his backhander off Patoric goes wide. Back to the line. LaRiviere fires in the corner. Around behind the goal. Comes back now to Tardif. Tardif gets the pass in front of the net. Here's a chance to shoot. The save is made by Ridley from close. Another shot. Another save by Ridley. Both of them from Robbie Patoric. And the puck goes to the side of the net. Finally picked up in there by Jerry Gillis. Gillis out to center ice. Just dumps it as the Canucks make a line change. Rick Blight racing in after it, goes to the corner, gets it back. Hislop steals it away at the blue line, but is checked by Harold Sneps at center ice. Sneps now gets it over to McCarthy. Long shot from the red line, rolls around behind the goal. Lever racing in after it, got it right out in front. Here's a weak backhand. They score!
Oh, the Canucks did really come out. He took it actually with his back to the goal, and it was a weak backhanded shot, but it fooled Michel Dion. I think he's still Quebec Nordique. I don't know if he's going to be replaced.
Now it's Hoganson turning around at his own blue line. Gets it over to Weir. Weir through the middle to Bernier. Bernier just dumps it into the Vancouver zone, and it comes around behind Kurt Ridley, who makes the stop. Canucks try to get out. Cloutier traps it onside, goes to the corner. Cloutier circles the goal, tucks it in, and it hit the side of the net. They thought it had put it in, but it hit the side of the goal. And the Canucks try to come out now. Here's Ottelson at center ice, through to Brassard, over the line. Brassard closing it, his backhander, he scores! Woo! A backhander from the right wing. Caught low on the short side.
Third period, Smil at 13 seconds. 2 minutes and 6 seconds later, Brassard with his first of two here. His third, and now Brassard on a backhander. His second,
And he put it between Lowe and the post, and there wasn't really enough space there. If Lowe had been hugging the post like he should have, which had never gone in.
well, he didn't have a chance to warm up either, Jim. He went in cold, and that was the first shot on goal by the Canucks on low, and they scored 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
On the face-off, here's Cloutier starting out now for the Nordiques, over the line, and they're way offside.
Of this season at home before the new year, Jim, and Vancouver is going to depart, and they're going to play 7 games and 10 nights on the road. They needed desperately to have a win here. In the third period, a span of seconds remaining in the second period to give Vancouver a 2-1 lead. So Vancouver has really opened up here now, playing very good hockey.
He scored 4 goals in less than 3 minutes. On the face-off, the puck goes again into the Quebec zone, comes out in front, and Derlego missed it in front of the goals. He was checked. Back the other way comes Tardif. Tardif and over the line with Bernier. Tardif is right in, he shoots, and a save is made by Ridley as Tardif just stick-handles way in. Here's the rebound, comes back, and it's put in by Cloutier. After the Canucks cleared it, put it in front of the goal, and Real Cloutier
Ridley really made just a big save. Tardif went and followed his own rebound. He centered it. We told you about Cloutier. He is one of those natural goal scorers, and you give him a couple of inches to shoot at, and he'll pick the corner, and that's what he did on Kurt Ridley. Cloutier, the hockey game, the Canucks still lead 5-2.
16 minutes and 18 seconds left. Here's the face-off. It comes back to Hoganson. Hoganson over to LaRiviere. Skates to the red line. Dumps it in. They all chase in after it. Racing after it is Fitchner. He's got it first. Fitchner tries to put it out in front as McElhargy takes Brackenbury out of the play. The puck goes off the boards, and the Canucks try to bring it out. They try to get it at center ice. Goes back in again as it's poked in by defenseman LaRiviere. Catching Fitchner offside. It's going to be a face-off at the Vancouver blue line.
Okay, the goal at 2:19. Brassard again, his second of the game from Ottelson and Sneps. And now Real Cloutier, his 24th goal of the season from Tardif and Bernier at 3:42.
On the face-off, the Canucks go over the line. And down to get it is Gillis. He's hooked from behind by Brackenbury. The play goes on. The puck comes across the goal mouth, and Fitchner brings it out. Here's Fitchner's pass. Up on the wing. Trailer pass from Goulet left for Fitchner. He couldn't get it. It's batted ahead by the gloved hand of McElhargy.
All under one roof. So if you're shopping for quality, selection, and value, come to Hometown and get in on the action.
On the face-off, the Canucks move the puck into the Quebec zone. Going in after it is Gradini. Tried to center it, and it's knocked away as Stan Smil went for it. McElhargy races back to his own zone as Fatorik came after him. Puts it over to McCarthy. McCarthy gets it to Smil. Smil rolls it to center ice. Nobody there. Lacroix back to pick it up now for the Nordiques back at his own blue line. And he gives it to Jerry Hart. He skates the red line, flips it ahead. Racing down after it is Lacroix to the corner. He lost it in the corner. And the Canucks bring it back out. The pass to center ice now to Stan Smil. He lets go a long shot that Lowe just about lost to Gradini. Rolled it out in front. A race for it. Closing in is McElhargy. They get to the way. The shot goes wide of the net, and in on it was Rick Blight. He couldn't make a play. The puck comes out of center ice, and Gradine's got it. Gradine gets away from Hislop. Puts the puck back on the boards. Intended for Lever. Lever is checked along the boards by Lacroix. Lacroix, Rick wide pass, and that's broken up by Rick Blight at center ice. Both teams making changes on the move now. Hart drops the puck back to Cloutier. Cloutier to Bernier. Bernier, a long shot from well out. Gloves aside by Kurt Ridley off the glass. Rick Blight falls as he goes after the puck. The Canucks try to get it out. They do. Here's Brassard at center ice to Lever. Lever ridden out by LaRiviere, and the puck goes loose into the Quebec zone. Hoganson comes back. It's spilled by Blight. Took a bit of a dive, but Blight's going to get the puck. Puck is dropped. Comes back to Harold Sneps. He stick handles around a little and then just shoots it down the ice. And Lacroix goes back to get it. Lacroix behind his own goal with Hoganson in the corner. Leaves the puck there, then he picks it up. Gets it to Bernier, drops it back to Lacroix. Head now to Hoganson at the red line. Good system. Up on the right wing now to Cloutier. Down the right wing corner. Stops. Puts it back to the line to Lacroix. Here's Lacroix's shot. Good save by Kurt Ridley. Rattled off the boards, and Don Lever shoots it down the ice. Oh, this Quebec team's a well-disciplined hockey club when they've got the man advantage. They just move that puck around beautifully.
Well, they have the 8th best power play in the NHL.
Hoganson loses it to Lever in his own zone. Lever backhands along the board. Trying to set up somebody in front. He couldn't see that Brasser was open. He just stick handling around down there with the puck killing off time. Yeah, he's doing a great job. It's finally upended, and Lacroix brings it out. There's only 1 minute left on the penalty now. Here's Bernier over the line. Bernier going down, drops it back to Cloutier, back to Bernier in the corner, around behind the goal, trying to set it up in front. Gets into some skates, and it's knocked away, but not out, and finally shot down the ice by Don Lever. 45 seconds left as Armstrong comes on the ice for the Canucks now as one of the penalty killers. And the other one is going to be Gillis. Back the other way, there's a penalty being called by Stan Smeal. They're adding Jerry Gillis along with Gradine.
That was Smeal's goal 13 seconds into the period.
On the face-off, with the teams now playing five-a-side, the puck comes back to center ice and is taken by Fitchner. He just turns, gets it over the line to Hart. He tried to center it. The Canucks get it instead, and here's a race to center ice. Lupul over the line. He's all by himself. One-on-one. He shoots. High rising shot. Missed the net, and the puck comes back this side to Brackenbury. Brackenbury back to Hart. Hart ahead now. Gets it to Brackenbury, tips it in the Vancouver zone. Arnoldson back for it, puts it in the corner to Mano. Mano behind the goal, and now Blight is back on the ice. We have a power play situation. We'll give you our contestant in a moment. Long shot from well out by Dennis Kearns, goes to the corner, and a shot down the ice by Gary Lariviere. Paul Tormeal of 190th Street in Surrey. His Del Monte Pineapple entry is going to be worth $160 on power play if the Canucks score. Over the line comes Rick Blight. His shot is right on. The rebound comes in front. Lupul is knocked to the ice. The puck is loose. Here's a backhander by Mano. It's blocked before it reaches the goal. Mano gets his own rebound. Back to the blue line. Over on the point now to Stan Smeal. Smeal stands there on the right point. Puts it through the middle. Taps it in front. Lupul couldn't get to it as McCarthy was upended. Now the puck comes back to Bob Mano on the point. Mano over to McCarthy. McCarthy fakes. Back to Mano. Mano on the wing trying to get it, tipping it over to Stan Smeal. Smeal back to Mano. Mano shooting, deflected, loose in front of the net. Comes over to Smeal. Smeal gets turned around on the left wing. Smeal waits. Back to Mano. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy fakes, then he shoots, and it's deflected wide of the net as Lupul is upended in front of the goal. Puck is finally shot down the ice as McCarthy broke his stick on the shot. 12 seconds left on the Nordiques penalty. Now it's Arnoldson laying a long pass to Smeal. Smeal over on the wing now to Gradine. Gradine ahead to Gillis. Gillis goes to the corner. He's taken out against the board. Smeal trying to help out. Smeal kicks the puck loose. Gradine goes in with Gillis. Still has it. Gillis now behind the net. Puts it out. Gradine fanned on a shot. It's rolling in front of the net, and it bounces loose. Comes back to Gradine on the right wing. Gradine in the corner to Gillis. Gillis now skating around. Back to the point. It comes to McCarthy in the slot, and Smeal was upended before he can get a chance. Weir's back on the ice. The teams are at full strength. The Canucks still trying. Here's Gillis back over on the right wing. Trailer to Gradine. Gradine now back to the point. Here's a shot by McCarthy, and it went by the net. It's in. The goalkeeper put it in. He blocked it, and then it put it in from Kevin McCarthy.
And just some great work all season long. Smeal and Gradine each have 13 goals on the season. Gillis has 10. When you have that kind of scoring punch spread around a good hockey line and a producing one, and it has been that for the Canucks. Kevin McCarthy from the point, a good shot low. Ron Lowe did get a piece of it, but he missed his 6th goal of the season.
Assist to number 12, Stan Smeal, and number 23, Thomas Gradine. The time, 10-13.
On the face-off, the Nordiques moved the puck into the Vancouver zone, but Mano knocks it down. Mano starting out now with Derlego. Tries to pass to Fraser. That's intercepted by Lacroix at the Nordique blue line. Lacroix at center now. Puts it to nobody in particular, and Mano gets it for Vancouver. Mano Now over on the wing to Fraser. Fraser lost control of it. It goes to Lacroix. And the Nordiques start back. On the far wing, it's Reggie Thomas being checked at the Vancouver line, and the puck is brought out of there now by the Canucks. Here's Mano at center ice to Derlego. Tips it into the Quebec zone. Racing down for it is Jamie Hislop, and Hislop comes back now for Quebec. Hislop at center ice with Patoric. Back to Patoric over the line. Play broken up, and Fraser's got it for Vancouver. But he's all by himself, and Quebec have 4 men back. Here's Fraser. Now he gets it through to Derlego. Going in on the backhand. He shoots, and it just went across the goal mouth. The slow got his skate on it, and the puck is cleared out to center ice. Now it's Harold Sneps at his own blue line. Sneps backs up, gives it to McCarthy. Tried to lay down a pass to Don Lever, who just come on, but Lacroix got there first. Lacroix to Cloutier. Cloutier now at center. Brasser chasing him. Cloutier over the line, closing in. Good poke check by Kevin McCarthy, who takes the puck off his stick and then flips it high. It goes down the ice, but it will not be called for icing as Hoganson plays it before it hits the red line. Dale Hoganson circles the net. Starts out, gets away from Don Lever. Then he stops. Puts the puck over to Weir. Weir at center ice now for Quebec. A long shot, gloved aside by Kurt Ridley. Swept around behind the goal to Harold Sneps. Sneps coming out. Through the middle now, gets it to McCarthy. Back to Sneps at center ice. He just flips it ahead. They all chase after it. Brassard down in the corner. Weir gets there first. Weir puts it off the boards to Cloutier. Cloutier turns back to Bernier. Here's Serge Bernier at center ice now. Crisscrossing. There. Gets the puck over on the wing intended for Tardif. He missed it and is taken out hard against the board by Harold Sneps. The puck goes into the corner, and Brassard's got it. Brassard starting out of his own zone. His poke check and upended. No call, and Tardif spilled him with a hook. Puck goes in the corner to Sneps. Out now to center ice to Brassard. Brassard moving slowly at center. Has Lever with him, and Lever couldn't now. The Canucks leading 6-2. Lacroix on the faceoff goes way back behind his own goal to get the puck. In the corner to Hart. Back behind the net, Lacroix. He's having trouble with it there, too, and they're having trouble on their own end. Canucks are forechecking now. Finally, the Nordiques get out to center ice. It's Fitchner letting go a long pass into the Canucks zone, touched by Jack McElhargy. Here's the faceoff. Puck is dropped, comes to the side of the net. Taken there by Jerry Hart, circles the goal. Lays down a pass ahead to Fitchner on the wing now to Brackenbury. Brackenbury just shoots it in the Vancouver zone. Ridley came way out of his net to make the play and put it in the corner. And the Canucks start back. It's Fraser at center ice. At the red line, he dumps it way over in the right wing corner. Going in after it is McElhargy. McElhargy and Hart were all tied up. There's going to be a penalty here for Holden and Leduc. But the Canucks get the draw. Puck goes into the corner. Taken there by Stan Smeal. Smeal back to the line to Dennis Kearns. Right in the slot. And it was deflected by Gradine just wide of the goal. And Leduc shoots it out but not down the ice. And then Stewart takes it, drags it at center, and then shoots it away. And the original clearance pass hit linesman Randy Mitten. Stewart following it up is taken out against the boards by Mano, and the Canucks bring the puck back. At center ice now it's Thomas Gradine. Backhands the puck to Dennis Kearns, and he in turn backhands the skate for him.
But he's been a good performer over the years when you think about it. So many times people say, well, Dennis Kearns is going to be traded to another team, but he continues to stay here. And last year, in the last 7 weeks of the season, he was their best defenseman.
And he seems to manage to stay healthy most of the year, which I think is one of the big things.
He's durable.
On the face-off, the puck goes down into the Quebec zone, and they're ragging it beautifully. Hoganson with 2 players on him. Tips it up off the glass. Comes back to Dennis Kearns at the line. Gradine is in behind him to get the puck. Gradine's got it now at the blue line. Stick handles around, puts it back to Kearns. Down in the corner to Smeal. Smeal back to Kearns. Kearns must go a long shot. Wide of the net. Comes in behind the goal. Taken there by Hoganson, and Hoganson rattles it off the boards. Kearns racing in from the point. Keeps it onside. Gets in the corner to Smeal. Back around behind the goal. It comes to Gillis. Gillis back to Smeal. He's checked by Hoganson. Smeal trying to tie him up. And in comes Gradine from the point. Gradine now stick handling around in the corner to Smeal on a give and go. Puts it back to the point instead to Kearns. Back in the corner to Smeal. Nobody shooting. Back to Kearns. Here's a shot. Deflected. Good stop by Ron Lowe after Gillis deflected it. Canucks keep it onside. Kearns at the line. Then he has it stolen and shot down the ice by Stewart. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Mano back around behind his own goal. Being forechecked in there by Brackenbury, who takes him out hard against the board. And the puck goes to Kevin McCarthy. Brackenbury bumps him. McCarthy replies in kind. Long pass to Don Lever. Lever with Lego over the line, going in. Lever shoots, it's deflected. The teams are at full strength. Puck goes around behind the goal. Cleared back. McCarthy collides with Brackenbury again. The puck's out to center ice. Here's Patoric. Over the line with Hislop. Patoric goes again. Back to Hislop, and the backhanded pass was behind him. Great thought, but it didn't click. Canucks clear the puck out. It comes back to the Nordique line. Lacroix takes it there with 4 minutes left. Lacroix circles the goal. Puts it around behind the net. Picks it up himself after it's backhanded by Barry Legg. Lays down a pass to center ice. Gets it up to Hislop over the line. Logan after him. Logan rides him out. The puck comes in front of the net, but it's taken away by Kevin McCarthy. Here's the pass now to center ice. Lego lets go a long shot from outside the blue line. Chases it down into the corner. Lever's got it there. Back to the line it comes. Here's a shot by McCarthy. Deflected just wide of the goal as it was partially stopped. Patoric rattles it around off the boards. Intended for Tardif. Tardif out to center ice now. Gets it to Lacroix. Lacroix over the line. Here's the pass to Patoric. Trying to get it back to Lacroix right in front. And a great drive by Tardif is saved by Ridley, who robbed him on a nice deflection in front. And Hart takes it back into the blue line. The Canucks in the middle of the line change. Lever stops the pass at center ice. And gets it through the middle now to Lupul over the line. There's the pass. And a shot taken by Smith is blocked by goalkeeper Ron Lowe as he had it in a little too deep for the right angle. In the corner it comes to Lupul. Lupul centering right in front of Fraser. He shoots. Oh, that one just went off his skate before it reached the goal. In the corner now, Lacroix getting tied up in there. They jam the puck up. It comes back to the line. McElhargy keeping it onside. They scrap for it. Goes back in the corner. Lacroix behind the goal to Hart. Hart lost it to Fraser. Fraser has it along the board. Backhands it. It's taken by Cloutier. Here's Cloutier now. Fast with Patoric. At center ice. Over the line. He shoots. Missed the net. Patoric goes in for the loose puck. But lost it to Kurt Fraser. And Quebec are just dropping back now. They're not forechecking. Fraser puts the puck across. Dennis Kearns. Kearns ahead now to Fraser over the line. He's on handball scoring into the last minute of the second period and the early first 3 minutes of this period. On the face-off, puck goes to Bernier. Bernier carrying it over the line. Here's a shot from the right wing, and Ridley makes a glove save and falls, but manages to clear the puck away. Comes back to the line. Chasing after is Ottoson, and a race with him is La Riviere. Ottoson gets there first and batted it right on goal. Great try. Ron Lowe made the stop. And that puck comes out to center ice. Here's a drop pass now. Bernier over the line, and Smith, who just made a great play, knocked to the side and gets it out to center ice. Here's a chance now. Kearns going over the line. Tried to set up the Canuck player Lupul. He does, but by this time they would have been offside, so Lupul skates back, waits for everybody's onside, gets it to Logan. Logan fires it in, and that one goes off of linesman Randy Mitten. The linesmen have really been hit with several shots tonight. And back over the line now comes Cloutier getting a backhand right in front. A good stop by goalkeeper Gary Bromley with 1 minute and 13 seconds left. Here's a lead pass now to Gradine. Gradine dropping it back for Gillis. Logan skates the red line, shoots it into the Quebec zone, and everybody's changing players on the move. Tardif now around behind his own goal. Gets it to Hoganson. Back to Tardif as he comes out to center ice. Tardif and Bernier together over the line, trying to make the play around Mano. And Mano just rides Mark Tardif out into the corner as he tried to put the puck between his feet and then follow it up. Now it's Stan Smeal trying to get out. Fails to. Hoganson gets a shot right on. Good glove save. Grabbed and held by Kurt Ridley on a shot from the face-off. The puck goes into the corner. Logan makes a nice move and gets away from Hoganson. Clears the puck to center ice. Getting it ahead now to Gillis. Gillis going over the line. Hoganson after him. Rides him out very well. Puts the puck in front, though, with a good one-handed pass. But taken out of the play was Stan Smeal. Back to the line. A shot by Mano is deflected. Never reached the goal. And goes into the corner to Fitchner. Fitchner now starting out to center ice. Gives the puck to Brackenbury. Brackenbury ridden off there by Gradine. But Gradine goes down. The puck is loose. Now Smeal gets into it. There's a little pushing and shoving going on. It goes into the Canuck bench with 1 second.
And they'll win this game 6-2.
Puck is dropped. The horn sounds, and that's the final sound.